Good evening and welcome to Kent Tonight, live here on KMTV. I'm Gabriel Morris. Hope you've been enjoying your Bank Holiday Monday. Well, here are your top stories for the 25th of August. Frustrated stroke survivor slams Swale Borough Council over 2-year housing wait. Drone zone. Home Office aircraft catches fire on M20 near Folkestone. And Bank Holiday Bonanza. We've been to Tankerton to find out how you've been spending the day. But first, a disabled stroke survivor says Swale Borough Council has left her feeling let down after 2 years on the waiting list for an accessible home. 63-year-old Debbie Law lives in a caravan on Sheppey with her husband Alan, who has to lift her in and out because there's no ramp or space for a wheelchair. The couple say they've been told 30 families are ahead of them, despite being in the council's top housing band. Swale Borough Council says they're following policy and demand for homes is high. Well, let's hear from Debbie's husband, Alan, now.
I can't work because I'm caring for my wife. It's getting her in and out of the caravan. We're in a caravan, and it's getting her in and out of the caravan. And the only way I can move her around in the caravan is by a commode, which is the only thing that goes through the doorways. Wheelchair won't come in here. And the council, first of all, when she first had the stroke, said the caravan wasn't fit. Now they don't seem to be bothered about her in the caravan. Because we're a couple, they've allowed us to bid on 1-bedroom properties only, which isn't ideal because the amount of equipment she actually needs to move around and physio to get her back on her feet, you can't get in the caravan.
And you can read more about that story on Kent Online and this next one here, as dashcam footage shows the moment a van driver ploughed into biker Mark White on the A249 near Stockbury a couple of years ago. The 53-year-old suffered multiple fractures and collapsed lung, which he says has changed his life forever. But a driver, 70-year-old Anthony Gilliam, who was driving the van you can see on the screen now, didn't stop, leaving Mark in a ditch. Now, the police found the damaged van a week later, and Gilliam admitted causing serious injury by dangerous driving and failing to stop. He's been sent to prison for 22 months and banned for driving for nearly 5 years. Now, firefighters were called to the M20 westbound between Folkestone and Cheriton after a Home Office drone caught fire whilst being transported on a vehicle. The fire service says the small remote-controlled aircraft was quickly extinguished and hose-reel jets. And no one was hurt. The drone is used for maritime surveillance, tracking illegal vessels in the channel and providing real-time intelligence to authorities. Traffic returned to normal by 3 p.m. yesterday and the Home Office has been contacted for comment. Well, today it's Bank Holiday Monday, and for most of us, they've been celebrating. Lucky for some of us who still have to work, like us here. But did you know that the historical origins of the holiday suggest it should be more like how we celebrate Christmas? Well, we sent our reporter, Finn McDermott, down to Tankerton Beach to find out more.
People of Kent, something is dreadfully wrong. It's Bank Holiday Monday here in the United Kingdom, but it's very sunny. It's about 23 degrees here at Tankerton Beach, and you might be thinking that this couldn't be better luck for everyone enjoying their nice holiday. But I'm here to tell you that it's actually the opposite. And for that, we'll need a little history. Now, the first official bank holidays were named in the Bank Holidays Act of 1871, introduced by a politician and banker named Sir John Lubbock. And now, under the Act, no person was compelled to make any payment or do any act upon a bank holiday which he would not be compelled to do or make on Christmas Day. And the making of an act on the following day was equivalent to doing it on that holiday. And what that basically means is you should be spending your bank holidays by the letter, doing as little as possible. And I've been here on Tankerton Beach, and I have to say, I'm frankly a little bit disappointed because I've seen people doing all manner of activities. They're doing things, they're being active. I've seen people cycling, paddleboarding, I even saw one family playing rugby, which I think goes against the spirit of the bank holidays. And you might be willing to call me a bit of a bank holiday Grinch, but I'm here to correct people on how they should actually be spending their bank holiday. So I've been walking up and down the beach, bothering people and telling them what they could be doing instead. How good do you guys think you are going to be today at doing nothing? It sounds like you've been quite active. Tell me about it.
You're going to be really bad at doing zero, are you? So that means you're going to get me up and about, are you? So I don't like that idea.
If we can get away with zero, we will. Yeah,
we will.
I'm probably not that inclined to even venture out on a bank holiday normally, but on this occasion we've been persuaded to give it a go.
Well, we're just coming to the beach, relaxing. We brought the kayak. We're going to play some rugby, stuff like that.
How well do you guys think you are at doing absolutely nothing?
Really good, yeah. I think
We like to
cry.
relax, don't
Yeah.
we? We do like to relax. We just had a week away and we really enjoyed that, and we did literally
Nothing,
nothing.
yeah.
So it's nice when you get an opportunity to relax.
It takes a lot of effort to do nothing, I've realised. In fact, you've got to brave the traffic, find a parking spot and set up your spot on the beach with your umbrellas, your kayaks, your towels and everything. And of course, I realise I am a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to this, as I am in fact working. So really, however you choose to spend your nice summer Monday bank holiday with this rare nice weather is up to you. And I especially can't say anything since this whole time I've been enjoying the nice cool sea. Finn McDermott for KMTV here in Tankerton.
Well, as this bank holiday comes to an end, eyes are already turning to the next in Kent. Christmas Day, just 122 days away now. Ashford Designer Outlet is doubling its festive market this year after a successful debut last Christmas. Permission has been granted to expand from 9 stalls to 21, running from November the 1st to January the 1st. The extra stalls will be near Wagamama, selling decorations, food and drink. Well, the centre believes the expansion will create a seasonal attraction for shoppers and the local community, with hopes it could run under a 5-year contract until 2029. Now let's have a look at the weather for the coming days. Well, going into tonight, bringing clear skies with low wind speeds around, temperatures around the mid-teens. Into tomorrow morning, temperatures around 19 degrees, 20 in the east with clouds scattered across the sky and winds picking up. Into the afternoon, the sun coming out in the south with temperatures reaching 24 degrees in Medway and Dartford, elsewhere 23. Now for your outlook, highs of 22 on Wednesday and Thursday with partly cloudy weather expected, with some light showers expected on Friday as highs drop to 21 degrees. Well, there's plenty of sports news across the county after this weekend, with England women's rugby side storming through the World Cup with a decisive victory against the USA. And we'll have all the latest football news from across Kent. And joining me to discuss all of this is our sports reporter, Finn McDermott. Weekend of action then, Finn. Start with rugby, shall we?
Yep, absolutely. Big news about rugby. Obviously, excitement building across the country, across the county, and nowhere more than Medway RFC. They love their rugby, as the Women's Rugby World Cup, of course, has kicked off. England faced off against the United States. That was up in Sunderland at the Football Club Stadium of Light. Hopefully their first step towards, fingers crossed, with them winning the trophy once again. They also managed to win against France back in April. That was a slight change from their decisive victory against the States, which was 69-7. They only narrowly managed to beat France 43-42. But Medway is very proud of their role in the women's game. The club has the country's largest girls section with more than 100 players. And we actually spoke to some of those young stars at the club, like Olivia Collins, who are dreaming of becoming big names in the sport.
Yeah, definitely a lot. So when I started, there was barely any rugby girls team. It was under 15s I started. So yeah, I had to travel to Medway for that. But now there's loads of teams available. When we play league games and stuff, we've got loads of teams. We travel all around to play games. So it has definitely grown. I think through people watching rugby and watching more games, and obviously the role models of international players, more girls are picking up rugby and joining in.
Talk about Invicta, which is coming up after this in a moment. But what about football? What can you tell us on that?
Gills fans, you must be very, very pleased with yourselves. Gillingham won against Crewe Alexandra, a strong team. They are currently top of the table, and a win against them puts Gillingham in 5th. Only a point from the top, though, as it is still quite early on in the season. 3 wins, 2 draws and no losses. That's right, Gillingham have been undefeated in their last 17 games. This is their longest run since 1999, and it's approaching their record of 20 unbeaten games, which happened back in 1970. 1974. We can actually hear very briefly now from the manager, Gareth Ainsworth.
Yeah, really proud again. You know, the boys have emptied everything out. They've left nothing on the pitch. They've played the squad game today. Listen, Crewe are a good side. They've had some good chances today, and it was a really ding-dong game. You know, especially first half. I thought we made some slight tweaks at half time, which I thought were good because we were definitely the aggressors in the second half. I know they've had one hit the bar. It's a worldie from distance, you know, and that's fair enough. I think they had a cross that almost sneaked in, but Sam Gales cleared it off the line, which is great. But at the other end, we had just as many. You know, we had I think we hit the bar, and Rose flashed a couple of crosses. Bradley Dax had one off the line. You know, so real good game. Not much in it at all.
And of course, Invicta Sport straight after the show.
Absolutely. We'll be taking we're doing a long interview, with Alan Knott. He's part of the Tug of War Association. Back earlier in the summer, we saw them. We went down to their national competition, which is held in Tunbridge. And we'll be doing a long chat about his origins in the sport and really just about where it's going next. It's a very old sport, and we love to see how they're going to put on the World Championships coming up soon.
Finn, thank you for bringing us those details. Well, stay tuned on this channel for Invicta Sport, which is coming up very shortly. But enjoy the rest of your bank holiday from me and the rest of the team. Goodbye.
Join us every week with Become a Kent Online subscriber for unlimited access to award-winning journalism from across the county. Browse the premium version of our website with no intrusive ads for uninterrupted scrolling on your desktop, mobile or tablet. Enjoy unrivaled coverage of news, sport and